The assembly will come to order. The chief clerk will call the roll.
Assembly,
Hey, the assembly is coming to order. The chief clerk will call the roll.
Assemblywoman Anderson, Assemblywoman Benitez Thompson, Assemblywoman Vilbert Axelrod, Assemblywoman Black, Assemblywoman Brown May, Assemblywoman Carlton, Assemblywoman Cohen, Assemblywoman Considine, Assemblywoman Dickman, Assemblywoman Duran, Assemblyman Ellison, Assemblyman Flores, Assemblywoman Gonzalez, Assemblywoman Gorlow, Assemblyman Hafen, Assemblywoman Hanson, Assemblywoman Hardy, Assemblywoman Howdigy, Assemblywoman Kasama, Assemblywoman Krasner, Assemblyman Levitt, Assemblywoman Martinez, Assemblywoman Marzola, Assemblyman Matthews, Assemblyman MacArthur, Assemblywoman Brittany Miller, Assemblyman C.H. Miller, Assemblywoman Monroe Moreno, Assemblywoman Wynn, Assemblyman O'Neill, Assemblyman Orlicker, Assemblywoman Peters, Assemblyman Roberts, Assemblywoman Summers Armstrong, Assemblywoman Thomas, Assemblywoman Titus, Assemblywoman Tolles, Assemblywoman Torres, Assemblyman Watts, Assemblyman Wheeler, Assemblyman Yeager, Speaker Frierson.
Here, Assemblywoman Benitez Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May the record reflect that all members are present.
The record shall so reflect there are 42 members present. There is a quorum. The assembly will please rise for the prayer by Pastor Makanet Alamo of the Ethiopian Christian Fellowship in Las Vegas.
I greet you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. My name is Makwanet Alamo, the pastor at Ethiopian Christian Fellowship Church in Las Vegas, Nevada. I want to say thank you for the opportunity you gave me to pray for the distinguished member of Nevada Assembly. Let's pray. Dear God, thank you for all the blessings, protections, and provisions that you gave for our country and our leaders. I pray for your goodness to be continued. I ask you in Jesus' name, our members of the assemblies to be filled with knowledge and wisdom to take our people in the right direction, and bless each one of the assembly staff and members. In Jesus' name, I pray. እግዚአብሔር ይባርካችሁ. God bless you all.
Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order business 2, reading and approval of the journal.
Carson City, Thursday,
Mr.
May
Speaker.
6th.
Assemblywoman Benitez Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to dispense with the reading of the journal and authorize the Speaker and Chief Clerk to make necessary corrections or additions.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Go to order business 4, reports of standing committee.
Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Judiciary, to which were referred Senate Bills 8, 1932, 42, 108, 148, 161, 400. That's at the same under consideration of executive for the same act. The recommendation do pass. Steve Yeager, Chair. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Ways and Means, to which were referred Assembly Bills 451, 453, 454, 455, 456, 458, 460, 464, 465, 466, 467, 468, 469, 470, 474 has had the similar consideration of executive for the same act. The recommendation do pass. Maggie Carlton, Chair. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Ways and Means, to which were referred Assembly Bills 475, 476, has had the similar consideration of executive for the same act. The recommendation do pass. Maggie Carlton, Chair. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Ways and Means, to which were re-referred Assembly Bills 348, 349, has had the similar consideration of executive for the same act. The recommendation do pass as amended. Maggie Carlton, Chair.
Go to order business 7, messages from the Senate.
Senate Chamber, Carson City, May 6, 2021. To the Honorable the Assembly, I have the honor to inform the Honorable Body that the Senate on this day passed Assembly Bills 35-138. Cherry Rodriguez, Assistant Secretary of the Senate.
Order business 8, motions, resolutions, and notices.
Senate Joint Resolution 10, introduced by Senators Orenshaw, Little, Assemblywoman Carlton, and Martinez, urging Congress to protect the public lands, including and adjacent to Sunrise Mountain, Frenchman Mountain, and Rainbow Gardens. Resolved that this resolution becomes effective upon passage. End of resolution.
Assemblywoman Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I urge the passage of SJR 10, which urges Congress to protect the public lands including and adjacent to Sunrise Mountain, Frenchman Mountain, and Rainbow Gardens. Speaker, may I motion for the second SJR as well?
We have not read that one yet, but I know you urged the support. Were you moving that the Assembly adopt Senate Joint Resolution number 10?
I'm moving that we read and pass.
Or read and do pass. You've heard the motion. All those in favor? Oh, no, I got to do remarks on it. Do we have remarks on it?
That we urge U.S. Congress to protect the public lands including and adjacent to Sunrise Mountain, Frenchman Mountain, and Rainbow Gardens.
All right. Read and adopt is a different page. Assemblywoman, that's all on me, Assemblywoman. Assemblywoman Miller has moved that the Assembly read and adopt Senate Joint Resolution. The Chief Clerk on it will open the roll. Anyone wishing to change their vote? There are 37 ayes, 5 nays. The resolution have received the constitutional majority. I declare passed in order transmitted to the Senate.
Senate Joint Resolution 12, introduced by the Committee on Growth and Infrastructure, expressing the priority of the timely completion of the Tahoe East Shore Trail Extension Project and urging Congress to provide federal funding for completion of the project. Resolved that this resolution becomes effective upon passage. End of resolution.
Assemblywoman Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that we read and pass SJR 12, which expresses the priority of the timely completion of the Tahoe East Shore Trail Extension Project and urges Congress to provide federal funding for completion of the project.
I'm sorry, Assemblywoman Miller has moved that the Assembly read and pass Senate Joint Resolution number 12. I see no remarks. There being none, Chief Clerk will open the roll. Anyone wishing to change their vote? There are 37 ayes, 5 nays. The resolution, having received the constitutional majority, the resolution is adopted and order transmitted to the Senate. We can now go to, we still got order business 8, Assemblywoman Medina-Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Under Order Business 8, I move that Sam Shad of Nevada Newsmakers be accepted as an accredited press representative, assigned space at the table, the press table in the Assembly chambers, and allowed use of appropriate broadcasting facilities.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Go to Order Business 9, Introduction, First Reading, and Reference of Bills.
Assembly Bill 479, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, an act relating to Public Employees Retirement System, creating the position of Chief Investment Officer as a member of the executive staff of the system and providing other means appropriately thereto.
Assemblywoman Carlton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would move Assembly Bill 479 be referred to your Committee on Ways and Means.
Without objection, so referred. Go to Order Business 11, Second Reading and Amendments.
Assembly Bill 450, introduced by the Committee on Education, an act relating to workforce development, directing the Governor of the State of Nevada to appoint a committee to conduct an interim study concerning opportunities to align workforce training and programs offered by community colleges in the state and providing other means appropriately thereto. The people of the State of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, to enact as follows: Section 1, end of Section 1, Section 3, end of Section 3, end of bill.
On the amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole.
Amendment 503, proposed by the Assembly Committee on Education.
Assemblywoman Bilber Axelrod.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Excuse me. I move that the Assembly adopt Amendment 503 to Assembly Bill 450.
Assemblywoman Bilber Axelrod has moved that the Assembly adopt Amendment 503 to Assembly Bill 450. Remarks?
Amendment 503 to Assembly Bill 450 adds a member of a representative labor organization who has a role in a jointly administered apprentice program to the committee.
Any further remarks? All those in favor of the Assembly adopted Amendment 503 to Assembly Bill 450, signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Members adopt any further amendments to the bill?
There are none.
The bill is ordered general file.
Senate Bill 21, introduced by the Committee on Judiciary, an act relating to the protection of children, revising requirements relating to background investigations for certain applicants for employment with and employees of certain institutions, agencies, and facilities that serve children, and providing other measures appropriately relating thereto. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 and Section 1, Section 7 and Section 7 and a bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole?
There are none.
The bill is ordered general file.
Senate Bill 146, introduced by Senator Earnshaw, an act relating to mental health, requiring certain psychiatric facilities to consult with the treating provider of health care of a child with an emotional disturbance who is subject to the jurisdiction of a juvenile court under certain circumstances, and providing other measures appropriately relating thereto. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 and Section 1, Section 2 and Section 2 and a bill.
Are there amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole?
There are none.
The bill is ordered general file.
Senate Bill 156, introduced by the Committee on Health and Human Services, an act relating to mental health, revising certain requirements for an endorsement as a crisis stabilization center, and providing other measures appropriately relating thereto. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 and Section 1, Section 5 and Section 5 and a bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole?
There are none.
The bill is ordered general file.
Senate Bill 177, introduced by Senators Ratty et al., an act relating to crimes revising provisions governing eligibility for and awarding of grants from the account for aid to victims of domestic violence, renaming the account, increasing the portion of the fee for a marriage license that funds the account, and providing other measures appropriately relating thereto. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 and Section 1, Section 10 and Section 10 and a bill.
Are there amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole?
Item Amendment 500, proposed by the Assembly Committee on Judiciary.
Assemblyman Yeager.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that the Assembly adopt Amendment 500 to Senate Bill 177.
Assemblyman Yeager has moved that the Assembly adopt Amendment 500 to Senate Bill 177. Remarks?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Amendment 500 adds co-sponsors to the bill.
Any further remarks? All those in favor of the Assembly adopting Amendment 500 to Senate Bill 177 signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Amendments adopted. Any further amendments to the bill?
There are none.
The bill is ordered general file.
Senate Bill 251, introduced by Senators Severs, Gansert et al., Assemblywoman Tolles, an act relating to healthcare, requiring certain providers of healthcare to screen women for harmful BRCA gene mutations and provide referrals for genetic counseling and testing under certain circumstances, requiring notice concerning genetic counseling and testing to be provided with the results of a mammogram, authorizing certain providers of healthcare to receive credit for continuing education relating to genetic counseling and testing, requiring certain policies of health insurance to include coverage for screening, genetic counseling, and testing for harmful BRCA gene mutations for certain women, and providing other measures appropriately thereto. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 and Section 1, Section 24 and Section 24 and a bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole?
There are none.
The bill is ordered general file.
Senate Bill 309, introduced by Senator Neal, an act relating to Medicaid, establishing the Reinvestment Advisory Committee in certain larger counties, requiring the Reinvestment Advisory Committee to perform certain duties relating to the reinvestment of funds by managed care organizations that provide health care services to recipients of Medicaid, and providing other measures appropriately thereto. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 and Section 1, Section 8 and Section 8 and a bill.
Are there amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole?
There are none.
The bill is ordered general file.
Senate Bill 364, introduced by Senator Schreiber, an act relating to health care, requiring certain medical facilities to provide training relating to caring for victims of sexual assault and attempted sexual assault to employees who provide such care, requiring such facilities to provide emergency contraception to such victims upon request, and providing other measures appropriately thereto. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 and Section 1, Section 5 and Section 5 and a bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole?
There are none.
The bill is ordered general file.
Senate Bill 376, introduced by the Committee on Health and Human Services, an act relating to child welfare, requiring an agency which provides child welfare services to assign a certain disposition for each report concerning the possible abuse or neglect of a child received or referred to the agency, defining the types of dispositions for purposes of this requirement, deeming certain dispositions to be equivalent, imposing certain limitations in the disclosure of information relating to a report that received a disposition other than substantiated, and providing other measures appropriately thereto. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 and Section 1, Section 8 and Section 8 and a bill.
Are there amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole?
There are none.
The bill is ordered general file.
Senate Bill 398, introduced by the Committee on Judiciary, an act relating to juvenile justice, requiring the Juvenile Justice Oversight Commission to submit a report containing certain information to the Legislative Committee on Child Welfare and Juvenile Justice, and providing other measures appropriately thereto. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 and Section 1, Section 3 and Section 3 and a bill.
Are there amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole?
There are none.
The bill is ordered general file. Go to order business 12, general file on third reading.
Senate Bill 17, introduced by the Committee on Growth and Infrastructure, an act relating motor vehicles revising provisions governing the renewal of certain instruction permits to operate a motor vehicle or motorcycle, revising the requirements to obtain a license to operate a school for training drivers, requiring the operator of such a school to maintain and make available to the Department of Motor Vehicles and the State of Nevada certain records, books, and other information, and providing other measures relating thereto. The State of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, to enact as follows: Section 1, end of Section 1, Section 6, end of Section 6, end of bill.
Are there amendments to section 1 of the bill as a whole?
There are none.
Remarks, Assemblywoman Brown May.
Senate Bill 17 relates to the Department of Motor Vehicles. It revises provisions relating to driver training schools by removing the requirement that a school that provide only online classroom instruction maintain a physical business location. Requires that the books and records of the school be kept at the school's principal place of business. Provides that the Department of Motor Vehicles be allowed to inspect those records during normal business hours, and sets the retention period of such records at 3 years. The measure also grants DMV discretionary authority to renew certain instruction permits.
Any further remarks? There being none, the chief clerk will open the roll. Anyone wishing to change their vote? There are 42 ayes, 0 nays. Bill item C, the Council's majority, declare passed and order transmitted to Senate.
Senate Bill 23, introduced by the Committee on Natural Resources, an act relating to conservation, revising the boundaries of the areas from which certain members of the State Conservation Commission are appointed, and providing other measures properly thereto. The people's state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1, end of Section 1, Section 2, end of Section 2, end of bill.
Are there amendments to section 1 of the bill as a whole?
There are none.
Remarks, Assemblywoman Titus.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senate Bill 23 revives the boundaries of the areas from which certain members of the State Conservation Commission are appointed. This bill moves Mineral County from Area 3, which includes Clark, Esmeralda, Lincoln, Nye, and White Pound counties, to Area 2, which includes Carson City, Churchill, Douglas, Lyon, Story, and Washoe counties. The bill is effective upon passage and approval.
Any further remarks? There being none, chief clerk will open the roll. Anyone wishing to change their vote? There are 42 ayes, 0 nays. Bill item C, the Council's majority, declare passed. Order transmitted to Senate.
Senate Bill 52, introduced by the Committee on Natural Resources, an act relating to outdoor recreation, requiring the Administrator of the Division of Outdoor Recreation in the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources to establish a program for awarding a dark sky designation to certain sites in the state, and providing other measures properly thereto. The people's state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1, end of Section 1, Section 2, end of Section 2, end of bill.
Are any amendments to section 1 of the bill as a whole?
There are none.
Remarks, Assemblywoman Anderson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senate Bill 52 requires the Administrator of the Division of Outdoor Recreation to establish by regulation a program for awarding a dark sky designation to sites in Nevada that possess varying degrees of exceptional or distinguished quality of starry nights, and an internal environment that is specifically protected for its scientific, natural, and educational value, as well as for public enjoyment. The regulation must include categories and standards for which a site may be awarded such a designation, the procedures for applying for such a designation, and suspending or revoking such a designation, and for appealing such the suspension or revocation.
Any further remarks? There being none, the chief clerk will open the roll. Anyone wishing to change their vote? There are 28 ayes, 14 nays. Bill item C, the Council's majority, declare passed and order transmitted to Senate.
Senate Bill 53, introduced by the Committee on Natural Resources, an act relating to the Division of State Parks of the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, authorizing the Administrator of the Division to organize the areas under the jurisdiction of the Division into regions, revising provisions relating to certain fees collected for the repair, operation, and maintenance of communication systems in state parks, and providing other measures properly thereto. The people's state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, to enact as follows: Section 1, end of Section 1, Section 3, end of Section 3, end of bill.
Are any amendments to section 1 of the bill as a whole?
There are none.
Remarks, Assemblywoman Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senate Bill 53 authorizes the Administrator of the Division of State Parks of the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources to organize the areas under jurisdiction of the division into regions. Fees collected in each region must be accounted for separately and be used for certain purposes in the region in which the money was collected.
Any further remarks? There being none, the chief clerk will open the roll. Anyone wishing to change their vote? There are 30 ayes, 12 nays. Bill empty. The constitutional majority. I declare pass. Order transmitted to the Senate.
Senate Bill 65, introduced by the Committee on Natural Resources and relating to Agriculture, revising provisions relating to the composition and administration of the State Department of Agriculture and providing other matters appropriate thereto. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate and Assembly, to enact as follows: Section 1 and Section 1, Section 17 and Section 17 and the bill.
On the amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole.
There are none.
Remarks. Assemblywoman Brown-May.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senate Bill 65 revises provisions relating to the composition and administration of the State Department of Agriculture. The measure creates 4 divisions within the department: the Division of Administrative Services, Division of Animal Industry, Division of Food Nutrition, and Division of Plant Health and Compliance. The name of the existing 5th division is changed from the Division of Consumer Equitability to the Division of Measurement Standards. The department's director must appoint the administrators of each of the 5 divisions. The bill assigns the title of state veterinarian to the existing position within the department that's responsible for those activities.
Any further remarks? There being none, the chief clerk will open a roll. Anyone wishing to change their vote? There are 42 ayes, 0 nays. Bill having received the constitutional majority, declare pass and order transmitted to the Senate.
Senate Bill 342, introduced by the Committee on Education and relating to higher education, authorizing the Board of Regents of the University of Nevada to enter into an agreement to affiliate with a publicly or privately owned medical facility or related entity for certain purposes and providing other means properly thereto. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 and Section 1, Section 3 and Section 3 and the bill.
All right, amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole.
There are none.
Remarks. Assemblywoman Tolles.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have an order of business 15.
Order of business 15.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. SB 342 provides guidance and permission to the Nevada System of Higher Education Board of Regents to assess the value of and give approval to either of the 2 public medical schools at UNLV or the University of Nevada, Reno, to enter into comprehensive affiliations with public or private healthcare systems for the purpose of expanding access to and enhancing the quality of healthcare in their respective communities. Such affiliations create integrated healthcare systems with expanded clinical practice, clinical teaching, and clinical research programs, and are held by nearly all medical schools in the United States. SB 342 addresses an immediate opportunity for the UNR Med and Renown Health to respond to rapid changes in medical care delivery and medical education, leading to widespread benefits for the health and well-being of all Nevadans. And I urge your support. Thank you.
Any further remarks? There being none, the chief clerk will open the roll. Oh, is there further remarks? Speak. There's a speak button. Just so everybody's aware, because we're going into the last 3 weeks, for the purpose of general file and remarks, your remarks describing the bill are not needed to be order business 15. If you have additional personal remarks after your remarks on the bill itself, then that would be the part of order business 15. But more importantly, I need you to light up, because I won't see you unless you light up and hit the speak button. And then just so you all know also, if you undo the speak button before I call on you, it disappears. And so I need you to hit the speak button and then leave it lit until I call on you, and then turn your mic on, and that helps me see the whole floor. Assemblyman MacArthur.
I hit the speak button, but I thought the floor session was already given, but I got another floor statement anyway, I guess.
Sure.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senate Bill 342 authorizes the Board of Regents to enter into an agreement to affiliate with a publicly or privately owned medical facility or related entity to further promote and enhance a medical education or health education program at a university. The bill further provides that such agreements are subject to policies established by the board.
Thank you. So I take back everything that I said about Assemblywoman Tolles. You did it right. Thank you, Assemblywoman MacArthur. Any further remarks? There being none, the chief clerk will open the roll. Anyone wishing to change their vote? There are 42 ayes, 0 nays. Bill having the constitutional majority, declare pass and order transmitted to the Senate. We'll now go to order of business 13, unfinished business of the preceding day. There being no objections, the Speaker and the Chief Clerk will sign Assembly Bill 150, and Assembly Joint Resolution Number 7. With that, we will go to Order Business 15, remarks. Assemblywoman Bilbray Axelrod.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Under Order of Business 15, I had the distinct honor this weekend, on Friday morning, to attend an outdoor celebration that was 30 years in the making. My father, former Congressman Jim Bilbray, finally received a plaque at the Red Rock Visitor Center. So there will be a plaque with his picture and explaining what he did 30 years ago. And if you'll allow me just to read a little bit of the plaque, it's big, but it's not that long. So Jim Bilbray served in the House of Representatives in Nevada, the first congressional delegation from 1987 to 1995. In that role, he led the legislature's effort to permanently protect our beautiful Red Rock Canyon, the natural crown jewel of southern Nevada. On November 16, 1990, President George H.W. Bush signed Jim's bill, H.R. 4559, the Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area Establishment Act. In 1994, Representative Bilbray successfully spearheaded an effort to expand the conservation area to more than 176,000 acres. Saving this area from development was personal for the congressman. A lifelong Nevadan, he camped in the area as a Boy Scout and frequently visits with his family on picnics and hikes. It was such a wonderful celebration to see him there, and the highlight was really that Congresswoman Titus asked if my niece, Caroline, could be flown in from the Naval Academy and surprised him. And I think that really honestly was the best part of it. So total surprise, and it was a wonder. So if you make it out to Red Rock in the Visitor Center, make sure to see the plaque. It's right by the door. Thank you.
Assemblywoman Benitez Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Seeing no other business before us, I would move that the Assembly adjourn until Wednesday, May 12th at the hour of 11:30 a.m.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are adjourned.